Welcome to Let's Talk About It podcast, brought to you by Laha. An online platform where adolescent girls and women can access information about their health, safety, and well-being. Our content is based on scientific knowledge for educational purposes only. It is not intended to be a substitute for professional advice or treatment.
My name is Miriam, and today we'll discuss an important topic that many parents may find challenging: how to talk to your daughter about puberty. Puberty is a time when your child's body and feelings start to change as they grow up. It's a time of big physical and emotional changes for girls that can start somewhere between the ages of 8 to 14. It's a good idea to start speaking about puberty with your daughter as early as age 8. If you want your daughter to be aware of what changes she can expect and for her to know that you are a trusted source of information. If your daughter is already going through puberty and you haven't spoken to her yet, it's okay. You are here now and there is still time. Speaking to your daughter about puberty can help her feel less alone and scared during what will be a great time of change for her. Talking about puberty can be tricky. You may feel nervous or feel unprepared. You are not alone. This is a common feeling mothers and female caregivers can have. You'll be talking about something that is not usually talked about: body parts like the vagina and breasts, and sex. It may be that your mother or other women in your life never explained anything to you or talked about it. And in some places, it may not even be acceptable for women and girls to speak about these topics. If this is your situation, make sure you can speak with your daughter in a place that is private and safe for both of you. We've got some tips to help you through this conversation. Tip 1, use real words. It's good for kids to know the right names and functions for all their body parts, including their genitals. If you use the real word like vulva or vagina instead of a code word like private parts or something else, you're sending the message that there's nothing wrong, different, or weird about these parts of their body. If you haven't been using words like vulva or uterus with your daughter until now, that's okay. Now is a great time to start. You can say, "You know how we've been using the word blank? Well, really, it's called a vagina. It's important for us to use real words to talk about our bodies. So that's the word I'll use from now on." Tip 2, have short talks over time. Puberty is a complex topic to talk about. It's related to a lot of other things for girls, like sex, sexuality, pregnancy, and marriage. You don't need to, and you shouldn't, talk about everything at one time. Instead, think of having conversations about puberty with your daughter in small steps. You can share a bit of information and see how she reacts. If you notice she is asking questions, it may signal she is ready for more information. Remember, the pace of these talks will look different for everyone, but it's important to create an environment where girls know they can ask questions without being shamed or silenced, and that mothers answer them as it goes. Having regular conversations also sends the message that these topics are important enough to keep bringing up and are a normal part of life. Tip 3, it's okay not to know. You don't have to have all of the answers. If your daughter asks a question and you don't know how to respond, you can always say, good question. I love that you're asking me what's on your mind, and I want to give you a thoughtful answer. So let me think about it and come back to you tomorrow, next week, etc. Tip 4, respond without judgment. Your daughter will have questions, and some of them may be funny, awkward, or even shocking to you. Your goal is to answer the questions as calmly as possible and without judgment. Remember, your daughter will be watching your reactions to her questions, so it's important that she sees that you are okay with any question she asks. Otherwise, she may shut down and think, oh, I shouldn't have asked that. It's embarrassing or shameful or wrong. Tip 5. Acknowledge her feelings and provide comfort. Puberty brings up a lot of feelings for our children, especially for girls. There can be feelings of loss. Girls may be wondering, am I no longer a child anymore? What else in my life will change? In societies where girls entering puberty means that there will be significant social changes, for example, the need to wear hijab or other body coverings, limits to what they can do and where they can go, being forced to drop out of school, the possibility of getting married. It will be very important to be clear about these changes and make space for your daughter to share her feelings and questions. She may also feel fear. This may be anything from, what if I get my period during school and everyone sees? Or, what if this means I will have to get married and have sex? She may feel shame. Girls might be shamed by other kids or society for growing hair, breasts, and having their periods. This can be especially true for girls who go through puberty at an earlier age. She may feel frustration. For example, blood will come out of my body. Ugh, that feels so weird and uncomfortable. It's like my body is no longer in my control. Or, because entering puberty may mean that girls have greater restrictions on their movement and social interactions, especially with boys. Girls may feel frustrated about that. She might also feel excitement. For example, I feel so grown up. Some girls may be excited about these changes and what it means for them. This may especially be the case in families and cultures where entering puberty is celebrated and perhaps gives girls more freedom and status. It's okay to be excited for your daughter and communicate that to her, but also be sure to make space for her to feel differently than you do and for her to share that with you. She might feel all of these feelings at the same time or at different times and others, and her feelings may evolve over time. Be prepared for there to be a range of feelings at different points. As a parent, it is important to try to spot feelings your daughter may have and acknowledge them. For example, you can share, I wonder if you're feeling X about this. That makes sense. Or you could say, this can be a lot to think about all at once. It would make sense if you are feeling blank. Even if you guess the wrong feeling, it invites your daughter to say how she is really feeling. Even with all this information, you might still be unsure of what to say. So we're going to offer some scripts to help you. To introduce the conversation with your daughter, you can say, I want to talk to you about something called puberty. Have you heard that word or know what it means? It is totally fine if you haven't, or if you have. Pause and see what your child shares. No matter what they share, you can say, puberty is a normal, healthy part of growing up. It's a time when special chemicals in your body called hormones start to change how your body looks and feels. Some changes you will see, like growing taller, and some changes you might not see, but they are happening inside your body. Here's how you can explain emotional changes happening in puberty. You can say, you may start to feel things more, and sometimes they might feel confusing or overwhelming. If you start to feel this way, it's okay and it's normal. And I want you to know you can always talk to me. Here's how you can explain female anatomy changes that will happen. You can say, let's talk about what changes will happen in your body. This way, it won't be a surprise. If you haven't already started the correct terms for genital body parts, you may want to add here, I'm going to use real words here to describe body parts, which may feel strange, but I want to use real words because those body parts are just like other parts. There's nothing to be ashamed about. It might feel a little weird or awkward to talk about these things, but I'm going to say it. And if you want to look away for more privacy, that's okay. Here's how you can talk about body changes with your daughter. You can say, the first thing you might notice is that you start to sweat more and you may smell different. The skin on your face might start to feel oily, or you start to notice red or white bumps on your skin. When the time is right, we'll talk about what to do with these changes. You will also start to grow breasts. Around your nipples, you'll have something called breast buds, which is the first stage. When your breasts start to grow, you can start wearing a bra under your shirts. We can talk about that more when you're ready. You'll also get some light hair growing around your vagina, maybe some hair under your armpits or on your legs. You'll also get taller. These are all part of the early stages of puberty. They are all normal and are signs that you are growing the way you should. These changes may feel good or they may not feel so good. Either is okay. Here's how you can talk about getting her first period with your daughter. You can say, all of the changes we talked about that will happen in your body will happen a few years before you get something called your period. Your period is when blood comes out of your vagina for a few days each month. A period is part of what is called a menstrual cycle, which is a process your body goes through to prepare for having a baby. Getting your period doesn't mean you will automatically make a baby or that you are ready to have a baby. It just means your body now has the parts it needs to help do this when you're older. We can talk more about your period and what to do when it happens. Right now, I just want you to know the basics of what it is. And just a note for parents here, there are other resources on LAHA to help you talk to your daughter in more detail about periods and how to manage them, as well as to talk about sex and pregnancy. Talking to your daughter about when puberty starts could go something like this. Puberty starts at different times and goes at different speeds. You might notice that your friends or schoolmates develop breasts earlier or faster than you. Or you might be the first of your friends to get your period. It doesn't mean that anything is wrong with you. Everyone goes through puberty at the time that's right for their body. Here's how you can keep the conversation open with your daughter. You can say, okay, I'm going to stop here. We talked about some important things, and we will continue to have these talks. As your body changes, it's normal to have lots of feelings and worries about things. I'll check in with you from time to time. I'd always want you to come to me if you have feelings or worries or questions. You can ask me questions whenever you want. I'll never be mad. I'll never be shocked. And I'll never think you have a bad question. I love you very much. Try to think about the conversations you will have with your daughter as an opportunity to connect with her and deepen your relationship. It may feel uncomfortable for both of you, but by doing it, you are showing her that you can sit with her in discomfort, that you are a source of important information for her, and that she can come to you when she has questions or concerns. There are lots of other resources on LAHA to help you build on this beginning conversation and add more specific information as you need to with your daughter. You can find resources on periods, talking about sex, talking about pregnancy, and talking about early marriage.
If you have more questions or would like to talk to someone, you can visit laha.org to connect with a service provider through the Find Services button, or explore more topics using the search function.